Hey, good evening, everybody. Just wanted to go live real quick and share with all of you um, two new social media platforms that I'm trying out today. Just got hooked in on them, Parler.com and Rumble.com. I think I've got in the description of this video a little bit about it, but Parler.com, I think I'd actually heard about it before and dismissed it or didn't really give it much thought, but it's basically an alternative to Twitter, and I've been messing with it some this afternoon, and actually like it. It seems to be experiencing growing pains, at least especially on the mobile platform. So give them some grace on getting the platform more stable. Again, I think it's been out for a while, but it's received a really big push over the last probably few days and last week, just given all the talk about the presidential election, especially with regards to Twitter suppressing or censoring people's tweets. So Parler is seen as, and from everything I can tell, it turns out to be the case, but it's seen as being a platform where you can more freely share your thoughts without worrying about them being censored or without worrying about your account being either shut down or losing access to it for several days, whatever. So I can say personally on Twitter, I've never had anything censored that I am aware of, but I typically don't use Twitter to share anything that would normally be considered controversial, not because I'm afraid to. It's just not the way I use Twitter. So I know a lot of people want to leave the Twitter platform in protest, and I completely get that. I will remain on Twitter mostly because of a lot of the things that I do with regards to social media, so it's still a relevant platform for some people, for business purposes. But yeah, I completely get that many people are very they're done with Twitter and their they're censoring. That's not the American way. I get that, and I completely agree. So I actually like what I've seen so far on Parler. So it's Parler.com. You can find me there with the handle at Shane Trammell. That's ShaneTrammel. Come check me out on there. And on Rumble. Rumble is basically a alternative to YouTube. So YouTube has its own fair share of censoring. Maybe it's not as bad as Twitter, but they do only allow certain things, and it would seem that they tend towards being most, antagonistic towards conservative ideas, conservative thoughts, that type of thing. So a lot of channels that were gun channels, let's say, or maybe politically minded, and they were more conservative in nature, more to the right. Those channels been demonetized. In other words, there were several channels pretty good size, big enough that they could actually have ad revenue, and then YouTube basically said, hey, you can still have your channel, but we're not going to allow any ads to play. And then their revenue, basically had ended in that way. So a lot of people go into other platforms that do that. There's a platform called Patreon that a lot of content creators use, where they're trying to earn income. But so I'm on Rumble as well. I've posted my first video there. It's actually a video that I went live with earlier in the week, or actually on Friday, just sharing some of my thoughts with regards to the presidential election. And hope you go check that out on Rumble. It's on Facebook as well, but go check it out on Rumble. So go to rumble.com and you can look me up with the handle Shane Trammell, again, ShaneTrammel. If you can't find it for some reason, comment here, and I'll make sure I get you connected. So one thing I want to mention real quick too, the reason you see this link down here, StreamYard, it's an amazing web-based application to allow you to go live. I'm using a paid version of it, so I'm able to go live actually on 5 destinations right now. So I'm live on 5 or 4 different Facebook pages, on Twitch. I could go live on Periscope, which is Twitter. I didn't. I'm going live on my my profile and 4 different Facebook pages. So it's a really cool tool. You can sign up, get a free account, do a lot with the free account. If you want to venture out and to be able to have more flexibility, have more capability, they have a plan as low as I think $15 a month, or maybe the lowest is $20. But it's cool. It's easy to use. If you've ever heard of OBS Studio, it's kind of like OBS Studio, but much, much easier to use. So I think that's mostly what I wanted to say, is to let you know that I've started trying these other platforms, Parler.com and Rumble.com. So again, I'm really liking Parler. I think I'll have to get kind of used to Rumble. But on Parler, I shared my first Rumble video, so go check that out. And yeah, I know had a lot of friends post on Facebook today that they moved to Parler. I know there's a Facebook alternative, MeWe, I believe. So I actually have an account on that. Haven't tried that yet. Probably be a while before I go that direction. I have really enjoyed Twitter, honestly, from just a news perspective. But I can say that Parler, as a conservative, with a conservative worldview, there's a lot of good resource, a lot of the same resources that are folks, news organizations, politicians, various different influencers that have a conservative bent to them. You'll find them on Parler as well. So there's been such a massive migration. Well, I don't know that everyone's quote unquote migrated. I think a lot of people are probably still honestly staying on Twitter. Some are completely leaving it. Perfectly fine whichever direction you go with that. But a lot of people are certainly trying out Parler. So many people are trying that out that I think they're really struggling to keep that platform at its best. I think I read actually today that Parler is actually right now at least being downloaded more than even Facebook or Instagram as an app. So that's a pretty powerful statement. Now, Facebook has 2 billion users. Parler already has over 1 million. That's quite a bit. And some of the commentators, politicians that you would be familiar with, like Sean Hannity, Ted Cruz, Mark Levin, various others, they already have several million followers. So the one other thing that's good about Parler is right now it's so new that you'll get a lot of engagement and your post will reach a lot of people. So let's assume for a moment that you're interested in it more than just to be able to share your personal thoughts and ideas, but maybe you have a business, maybe you're an entrepreneur. I would highly recommend that you also add those platforms to your list of places that you want to be. And regardless of the political aspects of this, I would say I would recommend people jumping on newer platforms, trying them out, especially if you're in business, and see which ones may bring in more exposure. So that's another reason to look at those. So anyway, I'm going to be using both of those platforms over the next couple of weeks. And again, I actually think both Parler and Rumble will be one of the places where I will be posting my content. May not be exclusive. I may make sure some things are there exclusively there, if for no other reason to try to encourage people to come on over there. So yeah, again, come join me at Shane Trammell, and love to dialogue with you there. Love to see and get connected with you once you get an account. So if you already have an account, comment on this. Tell me what your handle is, and I'll go follow you. And if you don't have an account, go sign up, get one, and come back. Tell me what your handle is. Go follow me. I'll follow you, and we'll do this together. So I think that's all I have for now. It's already 12:07, so I know it's really late for a lot of people. I'm kind of a night owl, so I thought I'd get on and share. But I can't see the comments right now. But please keep them coming. Once I actually end the broadcast, I will interact with you guys if you're putting things in the comments. And hope you have a great week. I know tomorrow's Monday. It's already, I guess, technically, if you're in Texas where I'm at, it's Central Standard Time, so it's already actually Monday morning. But about to hit the bed myself. Hope you have a great week. And for all my conservative friends out there, just hang in there. Don't know where things are headed, but if you go watch that video that I have on Rumble, I'm not going to talk about that here, but go watch that video. You'll get a sense of how I'm looking at this presidential election and how I'm able to maintain some level of sanity, if you will, in the midst of the expectation or the very high likelihood of being, having Biden as our president for the next 4 years. So not something I was looking forward to. I'll be frank and honest with you there, but I'll make it. My family will make it. Our communities will be okay. Our nation will be okay. When I say okay, in other words, we'll make it through. I'm not saying that it's an amazing development or something that I was hoping for, but in the end, it's all in God's plan. So, have a great weekend. Or not a weekend, have a great week. All right, bye.